What's going on? It's your man, Dr. Will, and you guys know the deal. Let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. I'm here in the beautiful city of Phoenix, Arizona on this beautiful Sunday. So wherever you are in the world, let me know what city, what state, what country you are chiming in from. You know, I love to use Sundays. What's going on, Dennis? I love to use Sundays as my planning day, planning for my week and really getting ahead of the week. So I like to get my calendar out. I like to see what day of this week that I really need to be on my A game. What does my preparation need to look like for this week? And so I model this once again off of athletes, right? Every day is not game day. Every day is not game day. But there are some days that, man, you need to be dialed in. You need to be 100. So which day of the upcoming week is that for you? And then I shape the rest of my week. So for instance, if I have something big going on Wednesday, I'll shape my Monday and Tuesday to support that. And then depending on what that was on Wednesday, I may need Thursday as a recovery day because maybe I exerted a lot of energy on Wednesday. You know, I may be coaching all day. I may be training. It just depends. So I like to get ahead of the week. But today I want to talk to you guys a little bit. I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about going beyond the week and really planning for your life. So I entitled this, If You Plan to Be Here, Plan. And what do I mean by that? I know all of us, none of us can determine how long we're going to live on this planet, right? We can only speculate, we can only hope, but we can plan. We can plan. And what do I mean by that? Do you plan to be here 5 years from now? Do you plan to be here 10 years from now? Do you plan to be here 20 years from now? I would say all of us hope to be here 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I would assume that we all hope to be here that amount of time. So the question is, if you plan to be here, then what's your plan? Like if you're 30 right now, what do you want 35 to look like for you? If you're 40, what do you want your life to look like at 45? If you're 50, what do you want your life to look like at 60? And if you really begin to think about this, then you can begin to put a plan together. Like, what do I want my health to look like? What do I want what's going on, Harry? What's going on, Jonathan? What's going on, Daryl? What do I want my health to look like? You know, this is a great, Harry just popped up on here. And Harry, recently, I think it's been 2 years now, or maybe even 3, Harry retired from a remarkable career in policing. And now that I see Harry in retirement, I can tell that he put some thought into his retirement, right? He knew exactly the type of retirement that he wanted to experience. So I see Harry going all around fishing, camping, just doing all type of stuff. I can see that from day number 1, Harry wasn't sitting around wondering what he was going to do in retirement. He had literally planned to say, you know what? This is what I want to be doing. This is the type of life. And so that's even when I look at Harry, he inspires me because I'm like, man, this dude is getting it. He's just not sitting on the couch wondering what to do. And so I always like to borrow from the future, right? When I talk about borrow from the future, I'm talking about borrowing from other people's lives. So when I look at other 60-year-old men, I look at their health, I look at their quality of life, and I'm saying, you know what? I want that. So I don't want to be the 60-year-old that I'm hunched over. So what do I need to start doing at 45 to make sure that I'm healthy? What do I need to, I don't want the out of shape body. So what do I need to start doing at 45? So when I get to 60, man, I'm still looking fit and trim. I want people to be like, oh man, that old dude looks kind of good for his age. That's what I want people to say. So what do I need to start planning now? I get 15 years. Before I hit 60, I got a 15-year planning gap. So what am I doing in that time? And I'm serious. Like I started, I need to start looking at what I eat. I need to start making sure I'm exercising a little bit more. What your finances, as you get a little older, what do you want your life to look like? So you have the time. And once again, we all can't determine how much time we get, but as long as you have the time, you need to be planning. What do I want 5 years to look like from now? What do I want, when I turn 50? How do I want to be living? And then what you do is you reverse engineer. You say, okay, this is what I want life to look like at 60. Now, however old you are right now, the younger you start, the better. If you're 20, then you got a 40-year gap, right? If you're 30, you got a 30-year, you win in the game. You got some time, but start planning it out. And you reverse engineer and you say, okay, this is what I need to start doing. This is what, I think about this stuff all the time. What type of grandfather do I want to be? Do I want to be an active grandfather? Do I want to be able to engage with my grandchildren? I have a 10-year-old son. He's 10, right? So I'm always asking myself, when he gets 15, what type of father do I want to be? Do I still want to be able to engage with him? Do I still want to be able, if he's involved in any activity, whatever activity it is, I want to be engaged. I just don't want to be sitting on the sideline because I'm in poor health or whatever. So I think about these things. If I plan on being an active part of his life, if he decides he wants to play sports or anything like that, I don't want to be struggling to get to his games. I don't want to be struggling to support him, hang out with him. And so he's 10. So I'm making sure that I stay healthy. So as he gets older, right, that I can still be engaged. So that's my thing for you guys. If you plan to be here, and once again, we don't know, right? We don't know. But what we can do is say, as long as I'm here today, I'm going to start planning for tomorrow. So you reverse engineer from wherever you are right now. And maybe you can't think 10 years out. Maybe you can't think, 20 years out. But where do you want to be 5 years from now? Where do you even want to be 2 years from now? I always think about it like a college diploma. For me, in my mind, I kind of live my life in like 4-year increments, right? 4-year increments. And I want to be graduating to a new level every 4 years, right? I want to be getting a diploma in something every 4 years. So it may be the next 4 years, I want to get a diploma in healthier living. The next 4 years, I may want to get a diploma in better financings, right? From there, I may want to get a diploma in better relationship management. But you should be thinking like, what am I using this time for? How am I investing this time, right? What's going on, Couture? What's going on, Kimberly? How am I investing this time, guys? So since you have the time, ask yourself, how am I going to invest the time? What am I investing the time for? What return on investment do I want for my time? And so it may be, I'm going to work out. I'm going to start eating better because the return on investment I want is a healthy 50-year-old body, a healthy 60-year-old body. The return on investment that I want is to have healthier finances, healthier friendships, healthier, family, or whatever it may be. So you want to start thinking about that. If you plan to be here, then plan, For you who have kids, think about this. Reverse engineer. When your kids graduate from high school, what would you like to do for them? What would you like to do for them, right? As they're going on to college or wherever they're going to start their life, what would you like to do for them when they graduate? Maybe, hey, you want to bless them with something monetarily. Well, if your kid is 5 years old, you have 13 years to plan for that. So that may be, I'm going to save $300 a year toward my kid's graduation. I'm going to save $300 a year. I'm going to put it in a little savings account so when they graduate, I'll be able to bless them with that. Maybe your kid is 2 years old and you say, you know what? My parents weren't able to help me get my first car when I turned 16. I want to be able to do that for my kids. So when they're 2 years old, I'm going to start, you know what? Every month, I'm going to start putting $100 away. See, if you plan it, it'll become real. If you plan it, it'll become tangible. If you plan it, you'll start now having a mission for your money. And you say, okay, this $100 is not to waste. This $100 is I'm saving it. So when my kid turns 16, I can say, hey, if you go and get half of it, I'll meet you, right? Whatever car you want, you go get half, I'll meet you. Well, it's not a struggle for you. It's not a stress for you because you've been planning for this for 14 years. See, a lot of times we try to get to the event and then try to plan for the event all at one time. Like, your kid is 13, you know in 5 years they're going to be going to the prom. They're going to be graduating. What's your plan? Like, once you start making all of this uppermost in your mind, you can now create a better plan. You can now create a better plan. And then you don't have to get to the event saying, oh my God, this stuff is too much, because you've already been planning. So it may be something as a modification as every year, you know, instead of spending $400 for them at Christmas, I may bring that back and save $200. You was already going to spend the money, just reallocate it, right? Just repurpose it for something bigger in the future. That's my thought for you guys today. I hope it gives you something to think about. If you plan to be here, if you plan to experience anything, if you plan to do anything, then plan, guys. Planning makes everything easier. Planning makes everything easier, guys. All right, guys, that's my thought for you today. Go out there and have a fantastic Sunday, and I'll talk to you guys later.